In this video, we're going to be talking about services. Now, services are non-physical and intangible activities. What that means is that you do not touch anybody. Okay, something that you can touch, feel. It's not like a product that you can touch or feel. Okay, it's something more intangible. Okay, so again, services are non-physical and intangible activities. Okay, which basically means unlike a product that you can touch, see, feel, so on and so forth, you can't touch, see, feel services like a product. Okay, now when it comes to services, there are two kinds of services. You've got people-based services and equipment-based services. Now, people-based services are provided by people. Okay, maybe unskilled labor, skilled labor, professionals. Okay, and equipment-based services, they're usually provided by equipment, such as machinery, equipment, okay, tools and gadgets. All right, it could be automated service, so automation, machine automation. It could be an unskilled operator of a machine. It could be a skilled operator of a machine, so on and so forth. Okay, now when it comes to people services, let me write this down over here. This is people services. As the name suggests, it has to do with people. So people services are provided by people without, in most cases, without using any heavy equipment or machinery. Okay, we're talking about services provided by unskilled labor, for example. Okay, so one category is unskilled labor. Okay, this could be your mover, okay, your delivery person, it could be your parking lot attendant, it could be your janitor, okay, or the cleaning person. Okay, so this is unskilled labor. So you have movers, for example. You got janitors. You've got parking, security. All right, so on and so forth. Now, apart from unskilled labor, you also have services provided by skilled labor. Okay, now when we talk about skill and unskilled, we're usually talking about training and trades. Okay, so if this is a trade, it will be classified under skilled labor. Okay, when we talk about trades, we're talking about things like construction, okay, renovation, plumbing, uh, drywall. Okay, we're talking about painting. Okay, we're talking about um, HVAC. Okay, so on and so forth. So that's skilled labor. So this is plumbers. So skill, you've got plumbers. HVAC technician, for example. Okay, you've got caterers and hairstylists. Now, although these professionals may use some tools and gadgets to offer their services, okay, they do not use, on most occasions, they do not use any heavy equipment, machinery, or anything of that sort. Okay, so this is hairstylist. All right, so they don't use the kind of machines that you see in factories, nor do they use the kind of machines and equipment that you see on a construction site, such as a bulldozer, a crane, okay, a forklift of some sort, so on and so forth. All right, so that has to do with skilled labor. Okay, and another type is services offered by professionals. Okay, so this is services offered by professionals. And when we talk about services offered by professionals, we're usually talking about doctors, accountants, okay, professors, okay, lawyers, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is Okay, doctors, accountants, and lawyers. All right, now apart from these services, you also have equipment based services, as we talked about earlier. And these services are offered using different types of equipment. Okay, so it may be a car wash and a parking meter, for example, when it comes to automated services. When you drive your car through a car wash bay, okay, you don't need a attendant, okay, in most cases, on most occasions, right? If it's an automated car wash system, you don't need somebody to wash your car for you, unless it's one of those coin operated car wash system, okay? So apart from that, parking meters, okay? Parking meters are pretty much self-explanatory, okay? You can use a parking meter as a driver. You don't need somebody to help you with the parking meter, even though you may have parking lot attendants to answer your questions. Okay, parking meter is mostly automated. Okay, which means you use your card, you get a slip or some kind of a ticket from the parking meter, and you're good to go. Put that on your windshield, you're good to go. All right, so that has to do with automated services. So this is automated service when it comes to equipment. So here the classification is equipment. So equipment based service. So your service is heavily dependent on an equipment. Okay, so one such example would be automated service. Okay, examples would be car wash bay, okay, and your parking lot. So parking meters. Now, apart from these automated services, you also have equipment-based services um, using unskilled operators. Okay, so equipment-based services using unskilled operators. So unskilled. Okay, this would be dry cleaning equipment, for example. Okay, it could be, um, let's say, any other equipment that you may think of. Okay, when we talk about unskilled, we're not saying that these people are not skilled at what they do. Okay, however, it's not the same skill level as somebody who's operating an x ray machine, for example, or an ultrasound. Okay, it's not the same kind of skill level, training, and education. All right, so this is unskilled. And the last one is, okay, skill. Okay, this could be your x ray machines. So, x ray machines. And ultrasound. So prior to a surgery, you may have a need to get an x-ray done. Okay, and this is usually done by somebody who's trained to operate the x-ray machines. Okay, and this training is obviously different than the kind of training that you may receive as somebody who's operating a duct cleaning equipment, for example. Okay, we obviously need a lot of education to operate the x-ray machine, and you need a lot of training, hands-on training, because if something goes wrong, the liability is a lot more than what the duct cleaning guy may face. All right, so that has to do with equipment. All right, so that would be it when it comes to people versus equipment-based services. On behalf of V Electronics, this is Obey. Have yourself a great day.